First of all, I'm going to take this engine tray cover off so I have better access to the gearbox.
It's showtime!
This is the filler plug / bolt. This is where the gearbox oil is going to go in. Right at the bottom of the gearbox, this is the drain plug / bolt. This is where the oil is going to be drained. First of all, I'm going to check that this will come off, the filler bolt, and by letting this out slightly, air is going to get into the gearbox, so when you drain the oil it will come out a bit quicker, a bit faster. I'm going to use a breaker bar because it's easier to take the bolt off. That is undone. I'm only going to let it out slightly, I don't have to take it all the way out. I'm now going to take off the drain plug. I'm only going to loosen it off, then I'm going to take it off by hand. Oil is going to start pissing straight out, so at least with hand you've got more control and you're not going to get your tools full of oil. Came off very easy. You take the plug out, be very quick once that oil starts pissing out, because oil is going to go on your arm if you're not quick enough. You can hear it coming out now. There you go. You see in there's like metal filings. Automatic gearboxes have filters, because as the gears in the gearbox wear out, little tiny pieces of metal are going to get in the oil and all that sort of stuff. Manuals. This is magnetic, so all those little bits are going to get in there. So let's clean it out. So there's no point putting a dirty drain plug in there with little bits in it. When replacing the oil on any Yaris, if you see here there's a washer, you can replace them. So if the washers looks a bit worn out, warped, anything like that, it's worth replacing them, because if they're not in good condition, all it takes is a slightest leak and your oil will start slowly draining out, and that could cause some damage to your gearbox. The last thing you want. When putting the bolt back in, try and put it in as straight as you possibly can. You do not want to cross thread these, because in there is actually soft metal. It won't take too kindly to not being put in properly. Now I'm going to torque this drain plug up. You need to always make sure when you tighten up the bolt, it's at the right torque settings. If it's too loose, oil could start coming out. If it's too tight, you could end up crushing the washer and it will no longer be a seal. So oil again could leak out. When you hear that click, that's the right tightness. Clean up the oil, use a brake cleaner, a solvent cleaner, give it a good wipe down. This is my pride and joy, so I like it as tidy and as clean as possible. Plus if you work in the garage, little things like that, makes you better than some other mechanics. Because you tighten up the bolt, you don't have to worry about this contaminating the gearbox inside. Now I'm going to put the oil into the gearbox. When the oil starts coming out of this filler hole, that's when it is at its maximum capacity. Put it in, pump the oil in. When you get to that point, then you put the drain plug back, the filler plug back in. Once that flow stops, you know the oil's at its capacity. Put the bolt in hand tight first. It's now tightened up. I've arranged these bolts in such a way so that when I put the cover back on, I know where these bolts go. If you put the wrong bolt in the wrong hole, you can cause cross-threading, and that will ruin your day. I'm now reinstalling the splitter on the bumper. With Japanese cars, you've got to especially be careful about where you put the bolts in the holes, because it's Japanese, they use very fine threads in the bolt and holes. So if they're going to cross thread, they will cross thread very easily compared to a Ford or a Vauxhall. And with working with plastic, if you over tighten the bolt, you can also damage the thread slightly. So you need it to be hand tight. Need the light. This is the last bolt. Gearbox oil has now been changed. It sounds good. I'm happy with it.
The way we...
The little rascal has fluid. As water.
This is the end of the trail for me.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, kid.